Hello, and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 6 of the Beatdown Bandits podcast. I am Colin, and in today's episode of the podcast, we have a special guest, and that is Nushi, who is a Twitch streamer, content creator for Apex Legends. So very excited to have her on, and we're just going to kick right over to the interview. Enjoy. So welcome to the podcast. I realized I'm like 48 episodes in, so I'm 3 seasons, and I think this is like season 3, episode 6 of this podcast before I even thought about asking you. So I apologize for that. I should have had you on like way sooner, but it just now registered like, oh yeah, I should have Nushi on here because I talk to her all the time. So yeah, that makes sense. So apologies for that, but welcome Nushi to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So Nushi, for anybody who doesn't know, is a content creator and streamer and everything. And 99% of the time is playing Apex and is actually a legit Apex player. And I want to talk about some of that too, because that got brought up like early on in our conversation. So I had to look back this morning of like, when did I actually like first start talking with Nushi? And it was like right at the start of COVID. Believe it or not, it was like February-ish of 2020.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's when we like started like bumping into each other in like a couple little like smaller streamers chats and stuff. And I didn't know anything about you. And at the start, like I didn't even know you were a female at the time.
Oh.
And I was like, I just like would see the name every once in a while. And so I was like, just chatting. And plus like there was like one streamer who was maybe getting 10, 15 viewers at the time. Like I was a mod for him. This is a guy who like kind of broke off of like Staycation. So he had a pretty decent sized name a few years back. Mm-hmm. Has since gone on to other things, but so I was always trying to chat people up and I was always very positive and stuff with people. And so I didn't know anything about you. I was like, oh, do you stream and blah, blah, blah. And that's how that conversation started. And so this is my bragging rights for myself with Nushi is like I actually knew Nushi way before she was even streaming and stuff. So
yes, you're the OG.
Yeah. OG for sure. So I want to let you kind of introduce yourself and kind of talk about yourself. And
yeah, it's always such a hard question. Like, who are you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, my streamer name is Nushi. Real name actually is Anusha, but I think it's too complicated. So I thought, let's just make up a name. And I thought, let's use my nickname. But then Nushi was already taken. So I had to think of something. And then it was Ohheyitsnushi. I am 29 plus 2 years old right now. I live in Zurich, Switzerland. Raised in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Studied psychology. And what am I doing now? Like I work during the mornings as a copywriter. I'm busy with websites and like customers and like keeping track of everything and writing the product description, but all in Dutch, like not in English. And then because that's like my main language, what I like studied in. And after that I stream and have fun with it. Then I finally start my day.
Yeah. So yeah, then the fun starts, right? When you kind of get into that. So what kind of led you into streaming? Like why streaming?
I really didn't know what streaming was. I remember like years ago, someone said like that he watched COD players, and I was like, why would you watch and not like play yourself? You have your PlayStation right here. I didn't get it back then, but then people were starting to say to me, why don't you stream? And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, you probably are going to be good at it because you're nice or something. I don't remember exactly. And I was like, okay. I kind of got like the idea of others. I didn't really think of it myself. And then I started watching other people stream. And then I thought, I think I can do this. And I was really nervous in the beginning though, but it's fun.
Yeah, so not to disclose like private conversations that we had like right at the beginning, but that was something like you actually talked about that I thought like at the time I was like, okay, whatever. But now like looking back on it and seeing like your growth and stuff. Like it was really cool. And literally you actually talked about this today, like right at the end of your stream, was people who have a face cam while they're streaming. And you
Yeah.
talked about this at the beginning when you were streaming, that you didn't want to have a face cam, or just like, yeah, you know, whatever, it's, you know, take it or leave it. It's like I wanted my abilities and actually skills as a gamer to be the driving point rather than just having a face cam. And I kind of found that to be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too many people do that.
Yeah, I think like in the beginning, I also like, first of all, I was scared of like weird guys. That's what was one reason as well. And the other reason, I was a little bit ashamed, because like people like around me, family, friends, they just don't get it. And especially when you're turning your cam on as a female, they're like more like, what are you doing? You know? So those things I also kept in mind. And then the other thing that you said, that but back then it would be complicated because I was streaming from my PlayStation and didn't have like a PC that could run it.
Right.
Yeah. Also, I was streaming at nighttime back then. So I don't know. I didn't feel like having my makeup like all done at that time. And I like, you don't have to have your makeup on, but to me, it's, I don't know, it's like a confidence booster or something. Feel better with it on.
Yeah, presentable rather than just wearing like pajamas and like ready for bed.
Yeah.
Laying in bed while playing. Yeah. There's a whole separate audience for that, I think. So that's where it gets totally bizarre. Although, do they still allow like sleep streams or whatever? Like I know Twitch was banning some of that crap for a while.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure actually.
What a crazy way to make money, is like just sleeping and having ads play constantly. Like
Are they really making money?
I would imagine. I mean, what a creepy way to stream, but that is a thing.
I like low key, this is pretty creepy, but if you like know someone a little bit, like you watch the streamer often, and like it gives you like kind of peace that you watch someone sleep, or you hear someone sleep, like gives you like a calm feeling. I just see someone laying down, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like,
why am I wasting my time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're like close to the person and like you've been involved with them for like years of, you know, them doing whatever on stream, and then watching them sleep would be weird. But I guess I could see some people liking that stuff, but whatever. Yeah. So let's talk Apex. So that's your kind of go-to thing. So first and foremost, like season 12 just started. So first impressions on season 12.
Season 12. So far, I do like it. I do think Olympus is a little bit tough, but the placement points make it a little bit easier. Do you feel like everyone gets like a chance now to get like into a higher ranked, because you can just basically rat it out? Not sure what I feel about that, but also don't care like what they do with it. I'll just do whatever they want me to, basically. Like I don't have an option. The only thing I dislike is that like with the tourneys that everyone has, like the scrims and attorneys that players do and that I'm watching, all are on World's Edge and Stormpoint, and also like the scrims that I'm doing, like the tourneys and stuff, but they're not in rotation, so I can't practice. That's just something that's really bugging me. But I do like Maggie. I haven't played her too much though, but I think it's fun to be like just zooming with their shotgun. The only thing that disturbs me is like watching people run with their gun out, but apparently I have to get used to that.
So I haven't tested this, but the rumor is actually she's faster with a shotgun out than with both guns away. So that would have to be like broken down by like frame by frame or whatever. But somebody made a video on that, like they were trying to break it down, and I didn't like really get it like verified, but the myth is that she's actually that fast with the shotguns. So that it looks weird and it feels slow to me. Like just having the gun out, it's like, oh my God, why am I running with a gun out? But then you realize, oh, I'm Maggie with a shotgun. I should probably do this.
I tried to race Yadi actually, but then I ran against things. I was being a bot, so I didn't. He was faster for sure.
And what do you think about, or have you played like the control limited time mode?
I played 2 or 3 games and I was getting shit on bad.
So it's probably not quite the greatest experience if you're just getting wrecked nonstop, but
Yeah.
to me, like, in just my own personal opinion, like I feel like that's what like arenas should have been. Like I hate arenas. Like it's just
Mhm.
it's so dull to me.
Yeah.
Um, but I definitely have appreciated this because I die a lot in games. So being able
Mhm.
to do this and just get right back in, I think is beneficial to anybody who wants to be just slightly better. Like
Mhm.
that's the
I
way I'm
love
kind of
it
looking
too.
at it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. So you don't have the head glitch game, and on the other hand, you just have like straight action basically, which is also nice because sometimes I'm watching streamers or friends and they're like looting for 10 minutes and I'm like, okay, it's pubs, just fight, and you don't have
Right.
that weight control. So I do think it's a good way to warm up, but I haven't played it enough to like really like I don't know what's going on when I'm in it so far, what the
Yeah.
strat is, and yeah.
Yeah, it's just the nice thing is like my friends and I grew up with like Call of Duty and stuff like that, with like domination where you're trying to control flag points and stuff. So being able to get those and like this mode being brought into Apex is just very nostalgic for us,
Yeah.
being old dudes. It's like, yeah, I remember playing this 15 years ago. So it's nice to be able to kind of jump back into these things.
Yeah.
And then finally, what about the heirloom skins? What is your opinion
Oof.
on this?
Oof. Um, I think it's a very bold move. Very bold move. Um, what is it like? You have like 3 tiers of that
Yeah,
skin.
so you kind of level it up with damage. I think it's like 50,000 or 20,000, something like that. But to get to the final tier is 100,000 damage once you unlock
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think it looks that amazing. I do really love the concept though, but just not for that amount of money. I would
Yeah,
love
I
to
agree.
like spend my money this time for an heirloom because I want an heirloom and now I just can't get it. So yeah, for that reason I don't really like it, but you know, to each their own. Like there are people who buy it.
Yeah, 100%. There's gonna be people, especially like Bloodhound mains, who like it's like, oh yes, thank God. But like, there's
Mm-hmm.
people out there who's like crypto is a great example. And like, there's tons of crypto folks out there that don't have an heirloom. He's been around since season 3, and no heirloom. With he's been bypassed several times,
Yeah.
and now Bloodhound's getting this second heirloom basically now. So I
Yeah,
think there's
that's
a lot of
right.
frustrated people out there.
Yeah, why blood, right? Why can't
Right.
you
Like it would
pick
have
them?
been it would have been also really cool to do somebody like Loba or something like that, like that doesn't have this, or let this be Crypto's thing, something
Yeah.
like that. So I don't know, whatever. It was just it was weird, and like you said, it was a bold move, I think. Um so let's jump back to younger Nushi. How did you actually get involved into gaming first of all? Because it's not
Right.
super common. Let's just call a spade a spade. Like most girls are not into it. There's a very large population that most people aren't even aware of, but like it's not super common, commonplace or whatever. So how did a European girl like yourself get involved into those things?
And the gaming, it
Yeah.
started very early actually. You're just with the Sega already.
Mhm.
Then what did we play? Like the Game Boy, the PlayStation 2. It just got like it was there, it was at home. So I just played. And then later I didn't have a PlayStation 3, and then I had a PlayStation 4 again, and then I played Tekken a lot.
Mhm.
That was like my favorite game, Tekken actually. And then a little bit of COD, but not a lot. And then I stopped playing for a long, long time till I like what was it? I moved out. I had a roommate and then I didn't have a roommate anymore. And I just felt like putting that thing on the PlayStation again just to play and keep busy at night, or else I would go like partying a lot. And I just didn't feel like doing that. I just like keep busy, like
Sure.
go out, not partying like clubbing, but like just go out in bars, and just felt like I needed something to keep me busy because I was like single at the time. So
Okay.
That's why I picked it back up. And then I started playing Fortnite actually.
Okay.
And then I did not really like that, but I didn't know what else to play. And then somebody recommended me Apex. And then I was really bad, like really, really bad. And then I had some people randoms that like semi like picked me up. And then I understood the game a little bit better because it's really hard to get into if you have no like game knowledge.
Oh yeah.
Like it's so complicated. I feel bad for people who are going to start right now with all those legends and abilities. And
can you remember your
much.
first game of Apex? Like where you dropped and what legend you were?
Probably Lifeline.
Probably Lifeline. Okay, that would probably make sense because you're an old Lifeline OG. So, I had my first game was Mirage, and I dropped. I don't know if you remember a little like east of Thunderdome, like kind of in between Thunderdome and Skulltown.
Okay.
There was it was a no names town, but there was like a couple buildings down there.
I remember
little east of it. And I didn't even know like the POIs. I don't even know if I pulled up the map, but it was myself, my friend Matt, and just a random. And we dropped into those buildings and we got obliterated. So that was my first game. I think my second game, I got my first kill and we dropped right into Skulltown, not knowing what it was. And I mean, this was like already day 2. This was day 2 of Apex was our first games, and Skulltown was already hot.
Oh, really?
And, yes. So we were dropping in, and I picked up a longbow thinking it was like an assault rifle. And ended up like one-shotting somebody with a longbow. So my first kill was a hip fire longbow shot.
So that's amazing. I just got a flashback. Yeah, I was Pathfinder in the first game.
Oh, really?
I remember.
Very cool.
And then I remember playing it and I was thinking, did I like pick someone lame? Am I like lame now? And I was too scared to use my grapple. Like if you start playing a legend and it's your first time and there was no range, like a fire range, you could not test things out. I had no idea what my things were doing. So yeah, I didn't use my abilities and died pretty quickly.
Yeah, those first games were terrifying. Not knowing anything, where like loot was spawning, not knowing any type of rotations. Like, those first several games were super scary. Okay, so let's talk about like being a female gamer or whatever. I mean, there's certain stigmas or whatever to it that's really unfortunate. And like I have a daughter that I'm like super proud of, and now she's starting to play some games or whatever. So I'm all excited or whatever. I'm like, gonna have this badass girl, and she's like really into like skateboarding games, and she loves skateboarding. She does that in real life, but so now she's like really involved in like skate and all the skate games and Tony Hawk, and but she also likes driving games. So she's playing like Forzas and all that stuff too. So super proud of that. But like, so let's just chat real quick about what your thoughts are on the stigma of female gamers and stuff, because I have some thoughts I want to throw out to you.
So I'm like making it up right now. Like the stigma around that is that, for example, that they cannot like play as well and they get viewers because they're female, like that, you mean, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting toward.
I think by now we can say that those are like a little bit non-existent, because I know a lot of female streamers who like don't have viewers at all, which like look good, but there are a lot that really look hot and they're like very bad and have a lot of viewers. So
right, yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's a mixture of both. It's really hard conversation, and it's almost worth like a full all-out gamut with like a mix of males and females, like have a full all-out conversation with. I'm sure somebody's done that, but like it's such a hard and awkward thing. And the reason why I wanted to bring it up to you is because you're very good and you're very talented. And like I recently had an experience where I was just playing with randoms. Normally I don't talk to randoms or whatever, but one was female. And most females, like I feel like probably don't even bother coming off and talking because of like harassment or whatever. And sure enough, like she said something of like, oh, I cracked so-and-so. And the other random all of a sudden started giving her shit.
Oh.
And like just for being a female. And like the best part about it, like once the game was over, we died or whatever. And you know, of course she had like 5 kills and like 1,200 damage, and he had like 1 kill and like 90 damage or something like that. So it was, you know, it made the like the little warm and fuzzies feel good of like just, you know, the jackass gets the punishment in the end. But it's so unfortunate. So I was thinking about like why do like most guys don't, but there are a handful of guys that do those things and like just like want to harass women. I was like, why do people do this? So it was like the super deep answer, and maybe your psych background would read into this, is like guys are told this from like day one of like you should be better than girls. And it's like, oh, you don't lose. And they're like shamed at the age of like 4 for like, say, losing a race to a girl in school, like in gym class. Like they lose a race. All their friends make fun of them because, oh, you lost to Becca and she's a girl.
Yeah.
And it's like you're already like shaming boys like right off of the bat. So it's like already like built into boys already. Like just the mental aspects are just so unfortunate and deep. So it's crazy. I mean, we don't have to go anywhere with that, but I was just thinking about that of like that's probably where like a lot of that's like comes from.
I think you're right. Yeah, there are definitely a few rotten apples in this freaking community, but
Yeah,
overall, the most of the guys are really nice, understanding, and amazing. If you like get them to talk though, because a lot of guys are shy as well if you talk as a female, or they get weird. Yeah.
yeah. I can see that spinning either way of like, okay, I'm just not going to talk because it is a female type of thing. So yeah, I can see that going either way. But either way, if you're a female, don't be ashamed to not talk in game, and vice versa. If you're a dude, just you know, you treat the girl just like you would any other random dude, right? So
exactly.
you're there to play a game, and it doesn't have to be it's not Tinder, and it's not like the harassment show or something like that. So yeah, let's just roll with that, right? So okay, those were the tough questions. So what is next for Nushi? Like, where do you want to go from here, and what are your next steps for
the
growth,
streaming
and what do you want
wise?
to do? Yeah.
So I'm trying to like start more organizing stuff like days and things like that. I think it's important now. I have like a little bit more rest in my head to do that. So for example, I have a subathon coming up Friday. It's going to be my first after 2 years streaming.
Wow.
So I'm really excited to do that. I am actually since a few months growing again. I was like very like stable, but like at the same number for months and months and months.
Okay.
And yeah, I never tried to dream of partner, but I feel like it could be happening within a year, I think, if we keep on growing this on this space. So I'm really looking forward to that. Also networking, more tourneys, more screams. Hopefully play with more females as well, because I do feel like getting female friends in this world is pretty hard for some reason. I feel like, or they are very shy, everyone, and then you think they are like not interested. So I hope to get like more people out of their shells and then just be chill. Yeah, that's pushing for partner, hopefully.
And are you willing to disclose, like, how close are you? Because you have to, like, what, average 75?
75. I'm like right now somewhere in 40s. And then like before I went on my December trip, I was like in 70.
Okay.
So that was really close. But then you have to hold it for a bit, right?
Yeah.
So it's always a drop after my vacation. But I also have something like life does come first, because you never know how long something like this will last.
Yeah, I mean, Twitch could shut down tomorrow.
Right.
Sure, so
I really love and really enjoy doing this. It gives me a lot of energy. But like things like that, I just gotta have to do it, or else like people won't understand if I wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
And we're gonna pimp you out at the end, so everybody will make sure they'll go over and follow and start watching like religiously.
Yeah.
We got to make that happen for you. So super excited for that. So yeah, and you brought that up too, like all the tournaments and stuff that you play in, which is ridiculous, and so fun. Like, and you start doing like the all female tournaments stuff, which is really cool. So yeah, talk to me about your experiences there. And do you have any tournament wins? I know you have scrims wins, but do you have any tournament wins?
No.
Okay.
No. So my problem with the female attorneys so far is that I never have a solid team. In the beginning, I just always was a sub, and now we never have a third. So it's weird to say it, but these lobbies that I play in are really, really stacked. Like I'm really fighting against or people who are playing like in the pro league, or they're like triple stack predators, and then I'm playing with a team that actually doesn't have chemistry because we barely play or are new together, So I just need time and practice with that. That's like I need to put the time in, and then we should be fine because I know we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, like I saw you warming up one day of people you've never played with, and now you're jumping into this tournament, and then like you look at the names, like, oh, so girls playing, and so she's been doing this for a while. It's like, okay, good luck in this one. So yeah.
At least I don't get like overly nervous anymore. I'm happy with that, because the first 2 times I played, I was like shaken and I couldn't even function.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, but now I don't really care too much. I cared because the last time, because I wasn't ready. Like I came from my trip, it was like, okay, jacket off and PC on, grab my water, and we have to go. Like my controller felt so weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I also want to do like mixed scrims though, but because it's AU, then I can, that's like normal time for me. So I'm looking forward to do that. And then I don't need to have females. I can play with guys too.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
That's cool. And you cycled through people too, like that, because you don't play and like triple stack all the time. Like you cycle through friends and even people like that you play with in ranked too, that even like adds a little bit more respect. I think like you don't like, these are the 3 that I always run, or the other 2 that I always run with, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this season I'm playing with these people in ranked, and this next season I'm just playing with randoms. And then I don't know how on earth you do it, but
it's just because I don't have a steady team. I would love to have one, like 2 people I can like and vibe with, and that can frag out. But a lot of the time I just can't find it. It would also is a hard thing if I keep playing with the same person a longer time. People catch feelings, and that's tough. And then I have to like break it off. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. And I suspect that's probably happened to you in the past.
That happened like I think at least 6 times already in 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's rough. That falls back to the whole female thing. So you need to play with like a bunch of like married dudes that, just have no interest. It's like
I did that, and I got the wife.
Okay, never mind.
I was like, okay.
Okay. Just kidding. Never mind. Okay, so how about like advice for people who want to get into it? Because like you grew like super fast. And even pre-face cam, I think you grew pretty dang fast.
You think?
And I feel like you did. I mean, I don't remember when you started using a face cam, but you were already like
15,
an affiliate,
maybe 20
at that time?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I was already streaming a year.
Okay, so you were streaming a year. You had hit affiliate already without ever busting your face out. So that's, I think, pretty solid. So for other people who are like just starting out or getting into Apex and wanting to do that, this is a really hard thing and a very common question a lot of streamers get asked. But so what does somebody need to do to like legit make it?
Legit make it. So like, like partner make it, or like affiliate make it?
I mean, I feel like you can.
I'm not there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like people can cheat enough to get to affiliate. like just pull up, 5 PCs and phones or whatever in their house and just do it that way. And it's like, hey mom, can you just pull this website up for me? You don't have to watch, just, I feel like people can cheat to get to that. But like, taking it to that next level, or like pushing to get partner, like to get to where you're at. It's like beginning to Nushi level today.
All right. So how I started was first watching other people like stream, and then like maybe like write down what you liked about them, like how they interact with people, or like and then learn from it, and like what you didn't like. And you have to like always be yourself, of course, but I do try to be like the best version of me. And like some days you have like good or bad days, but then I try to act happy. Other people might think like you're not yourself, then you're like lying to other people, but I feel like people are coming for like an escape. So I try to be like, be like easy and breezy. So that's like a good mood. Then I would start by like networking first with people a little bit. So for example, we had like a fun conversation, and after 2 years, you're still here. I don't know how I still like have you here.
I question why almost every day.
So that's really good. Like networking. What else do we have? And then interacting with your chat. I also really like it when people like read out loud what they're reading and then responding to it. Like, and you're talking more. And sometimes I'm just only listening to you, like then I know what you're talking about. There's the things that I think. Let's
talk about that one for a second, because like, so that's something like I never did. Like I would maybe see somebody like make a comment in chat, and maybe reading it or whatever. But like I was watching a guy who was playing, I think he was playing like NBA 2K. Right. And he was live streaming on YouTube. So this is just totally unrelated, but guy would always get like hundreds of viewers watching him. So pretty popular on the YouTube live streaming scene. And he not only would read the message, but he would like read the person's name. So he'd be like, Basketball Bob says, what do you think about so-and-so? And I'm like, it's like that kind of registered with me of like, people like hearing their own names.
Yeah.
And especially from somebody big, of like, oh, he called me out. And so I kind of took that as like, that's good advice of like just saying somebody's name in chat also feels like, you can remember. And, so I think it's good for the streamer too, of like, okay, Basketball Bob always, comes by and asks me questions, like just remembering, the name for everybody. So that's my own personal advice too, when reading chat.
I think that would be like not very easy for the streamer itself though. But for example, you're asking me like, hey, how are you? And I would say like, I'm doing good, Bucky, how are you? Like that. Not like Bucky asked me, how are you?
Yeah, I mean, you can.
I'm good, how are you? Yeah,
you have to like pick and choose that, but I mean, like OG people or whatever that you can feel free to ignore because they're harassing you and in a friendly manner or stuff like that. There's plenty of that going on in your chat where you just let it blow by. So I can respect that, but I found that to be very interesting. But yeah, I think you make some very good valid points. Like I always tell people, like you either have to be really good at the game, have an amazing personality, or just do ridiculously stupid stuff. And that is at least entertaining to watch. It's like as long as you're one of those three things should be good. But I like the positivity aspect too. Like most people look at it as like a break away from reality. Like, man, I had like a really crappy day at work. I'm really stressed. I want to sit down and watch somebody stream and have a good time. And then meanwhile, the person's yelling a bunch of profanity and getting pissed off every time they die. And like I like, because you're one of those people too who like laugh a lot when they die. And like that's really good. That like I get upset when I die every once in a while. Like, hey man, I should have won that fight. But I prefer to laugh. I would rather laugh at myself getting blown up by a grenade and getting launched, like a corpse launch, than winning a game. Like I can remember that time I got hit by like 8 grenades and blew off of the map.
No.
but not the one random win that I had, you know. So I think those are so much more memorable type stuff.
You're so right.
So yeah, I'm guessing you can probably remember more stupid times that you died than amazing
What
wins.
stupid times? I don't know what you're talking about.
KD is like a 112 type of thing. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like that's it. So I want you to be able to get back to your day, but I do want you to be able to kind of pimp yourself out and kind of tell people where you can be found. And we obviously know your stream, so and I'll put all the links below, so everybody.
Oh my gosh, you're so nice.
Everybody go click on all that stuff and go follow her over there. So yeah, tell
Ohheyitsnushi. Ohheyitsnushi on all platforms except OnlyFans. That's not what I'm doing. So we have Twitch, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, TikTok. Am I forgetting something?
Everywhere. I mean, I think Twitter. You said Instagram.
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch.
And Twitch. Yeah, they'll all be below. So, you know, everybody go check her out. And yeah, so thank you very much, Nushi, for coming on. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to yell at me about? Or
well, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.
You're very welcome. Apologies that it took so long. So
did it?
Well, I mean, not the actual like video ourselves today. I'm just saying like get you on here in general. So
no, you're good.
So yeah, maybe we can do this again, and it will be less of a interview and more of just fun, goofy chat stuff. So,
all right, looking forward to
do that again. All right, Nushi, well, I'll let you go, and again, thank you everybody for watching, and later.